Hi book besties, welcome back to my channel. If you guys are seeing my face for the first time, hi, my name is Maya and I like to talk about books here on the internet. Okay, I have my beverage of choice, coffee, because I need to wake up a little bit. And today we are going to be doing the Unpopular Opinions book tag. Now, the original creator was the Booked Archer, so I'll be leaving her video linked in the description box down below. Go check that out, go subscribe, go do all the YouTube-y things, leave a like and all of that for the algorithm for her. And let's get into this tag. We got the beverage, got the computer. Let's just dive right in. Question number one, a popular book or series that you did not like. I have quite a fair few of them. But I will say I started reading Cassandra Clare, the first of the worlds with, oh my goodness, I don't even remember the first book. That's how much I didn't like it. I'm already gonna get canceled. Alrighty. Cassandra Clare, here we go. What was the first book in the series? Okay, so the first book was The City of Bones. Okay, so I started reading The City of Bones. Okay, I remember this now. I remember this clear as day. I had started a booktube channel before. Don't go looking for it, it's been deleted. But I started a booktube channel around the time of COVID actually, and I remember it was March 2020 and I was doing some sort of readathon. I think it was the Backlist readathon by Gabby Reads. Oh my goodness, I can't believe I remember this. And so I started reading the Cassandra Clare books for like the Shadowhunter series. And the first book I picked up, you guys, clear as day, I remember this. I have so much footage of me just like bashing on Clary. Like, I'm so sorry. Like, Cat, I'm so sorry. Cat McNamara, I'm so sorry. I can't pronounce last names. Beautiful, gorgeous human being, good actress. Hated the character. Like, the character annoyed me so much. The only character that I genuinely fell in love with upon first sight was Magnus Bane. Okay, so listen, I tried my hardest. I tried to get through that book. I could not. And I have the first 3 books of the series. Why? Well, because it was popular and I bought into consumerism, and now I am heavily against consumerism in any capacity, but especially in the bookish community. I am just like heavily like talking about consumerism. If you want to go to this one video that I did earlier on in my channel, days, me saying that as if it was so long ago. It was in October. I did a video reacting to relatable book things and I went off on the consumeristic culture.
And next we have the sword bookmarks that I also will not shut up about. Not to be dramatic, but these have actually changed my life. They are just so cute, and there's multiple different styles of swords, so you can pick the one that matches the aesthetic of your book. Oh, they're so cute. Then the hill peaks out of the top, just go get them.
That feels very impractical. Like, I'm sorry. There are some things for readers that are pitched to us where I'm just like, that just feels really impractical. Literally, we are only buying it because it looks pretty. Not for its functionality, not because we actually are going to use it, but we just buy it because it's pretty and it's what everyone else is doing. Okay, let's be honest. I'm sorry, like, that is so impractical. A page is going to get ripped. I would rather suffer not having that than ruin a page in one of my favorites. Nope. That's a deal breaker.
Okay, do I even need to explain why you need this letter opener? I mean, just look at it.
Okay, that's a sword. I genuinely like the idea of repurposing things to get the kind of look and aesthetic that you want. I think the crate idea is a good idea. What the heck did I just see though?
Stunning, and it also looks exactly like Poppy's dagger. And last but definitely not least, every reader needs a crown. Okay, bye. I'll just be here pretending that I am in fact the main character.
No, oh my goodness, no, 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 no. Okay, this is a level of consumerism I will not tolerate. Oh my gosh. Without saying something. Like, if you have the money, seriously, spend it however you wish. If you are pinching pennies and you have the choice between groceries and that thing, seriously, get the groceries. How is a crown bookish? A crown is not bookish. That's cosplay.
I wish I could go to lunch, but I spent all my money from my last paycheck already. On what? Well, I bought 8 new books. I got retractable vampire fangs, a little metal sword bookmark that's so cute, and best thing, little fey ears.
The consumerism is real. It's fine. Also, what is with this algorithm? Every single it's like every single algorithm is telling me that I'm a romance girly. I am not a romance girly, not like that. I don't like that type of stuff. Oh my goodness, the Pumpkin Spice Cafe nearly killed me. I was like ranting to an imaginary character because I was just so disliking everything that she was saying and doing, and I just went off, and it was an imaginary character. I'm okay, I promise. Okay, let's go for the Coke this time. Deep breath, Maya. Wow. Listen, we don't need mini swords as bookmarks. They cut the pages. Anyway, maybe that's just me. Maybe I'm too aggressive with my turning, with my page turning. Sorry, I feel like I need to clarify. So, consumerism aside, that is probably the series that I did not like, and I'm sorry. Now, if you want a popular book that at the time was popular, I don't know if it's popular anymore. I don't even know if people even talk about this book anymore, but it was heavily talked about. Was Fangirl by Rainbow Rowell. That book. That book. I also read it from my past YouTube channel, or booktube channel rather, and I went off on that book like no other. And I think it was because I was going through my feelings about my parents' divorce, and this book touched on themes of divorce and broken family, and I was livid with the way that it was handled. So yeah, so I mean, I know the question only asks for one, but I'm giving you both. I'm giving you a series and I'm giving you a book. So yeah, didn't like those. Anyway, moving on. Mad at me yet? So the second question is flipping the script a little bit, a book or series that seems to be hated that you loved. Quite frankly, okay, listen, I was doing my research. I was in the trenches this morning on Goodreads. Y'all have no idea. Like, I woke up at about 7, went back to bed because I was like, you stayed up till 2 a.m. I think you need a little bit more than 5 hours of sleep. Woke up at 7:45, could not tell you why. Started to capitalize on the idea that I had on the book tag that I wanted to do, which was this book tag. So I looked up the questions and I wanted to be prepared. I wanted to have answers because the whole reason that I didn't do tags as much at the start of the channel was because I didn't know if I was going to read a lot. I didn't know if I was going to remember any of the books I had read. Turns out that is indeed not the case. Praise the Lord. So I was like, okay, I'm going to do my research. I'm going to see. So I was literally on the search bar of Goodreads, all of my like favorite books, but they were all favorites of everyone else's too. And I was like, I mean, I'm glad, but this isn't helping me with this video concept. So I just said, screw it. Okay, fine. We're just gonna go with a reinterpretation of this question, and I'll say a popular series that I have read that I don't think got any hype from the social media aspect of the bookish community. Now, I could be wrong, but from what I have seen, I don't think so. And that is
The Mortality Doctrine
series by James Dashner. Let's move on now. Okay, this one is interesting. I feel like I gotta bring up my computers to show that I'm looking off screen for a reason. Question number 3 is a love triangle where the main character ended up with a person you did not want them to end up with. Warn people for spoilers. Love that she added that in there. Or an OTP that you don't like. Okay. I feel like I could do both, but I kind of want to live. So, a lot of the Harry Potter ships. There, I said it. Listen, here is why. I think probably the most controversial one, or like the one that I feel the most passionately about, would be, oh man, it's a toss-up. I would probably say Ron and Hermione, and that's like on both, on books and movies. I think that it was a ship of convenience. I do feel that oftentimes if you are close to a friend, that is the basis of a good foundation for a romantic relationship, right? Because in the hard times, like it's good to have that basis of best friends and not just attraction, whether that be physical, emotional, maybe even spiritual, if that's a thing. But I don't feel like it would have been them. Realistically, I feel like it could have been Harry and Hermione. Now I know that two people can be friends and not have it be more. However, if Hermione was to end up with one of the two, I would think Harry, and she had more of a foundational friendship with him because I think it was built out more both in books and movies, right? And there was more to look at and to believe when it came to their relationship. Now, do I think that Hermione would have ended up with either one of them? Probably not. Because again, these two are her very close friends, but also I think it developed so much over time that it became a brother thing where, okay, so my friend and I are very open about talking about when our relationships with guys happen, how having a label for that relationship kind of helps with the dynamic and understanding it. Now, it doesn't mean that it can't be changed or that it can't morph into something else. However, it keeps a good focus of the relationship. It doesn't make it weird or awkward. You know where your dynamic stands, and you can kind of communicate with other people the similar label that people will understand should they try and get into your business and be nosy. There are certain people who are like a brother who are going to be closer. There are certain people who are friend, acquaintance, and typically that's the friend zone area, right? The brother is a little bit closer, but also no romantic feelings involved. Sometimes you have those people, even if they're your age or older, that you're like, they're my child because bless you, sweet little innocent soul, you must be protected, but also like bubble wrap you. So there's that types of relationships. So I genuinely feel like with Harry and Ron, her relationship got to be brother stage. I think they are so close and there is such a bond there and such a protectiveness and such a strong foundational bond that I do think that they became like her brothers. Now, Harry more so than Ron, at least not to me. It wasn't believable. I'm sorry. You know, it would make more sense if she went for Harry. However, I don't see her going for either one, to be honest. Please don't hate me by the end of this. Number 4, a popular book genre that you hardly reach for, romance. Next. 5, a popular or beloved character that you do not like. Clary Fairchild, apparently. I mean, I said that in the first book, and then what's her face from Fangirl, I didn't like. I gotta say, I don't particularly care for Katniss. But then again, I don't know if Katniss was necessarily loved or if it was the story itself. I'm not entirely sure, but I definitely know I don't like her attitude, the way that she treated those boys, And it was like, she played both sides and expected them to not feel the type of way about that, to not push back and then get mad when that happened. I don't know. I have a lot of issues with her, so probably her. Number 6, a popular author that you can't seem to get into. A few. Brandon Sanderson for sci-fi. Holly Black, Cassandra Clare, I guess, and Stephen King, honestly. But I will say for Stephen King, it is not because I don't want to, it's not because I don't think I won't love his work. I am just so hesitant, I think, because I have built up his works in my head and I don't want to be disappointed with the results. I think that's what that is. And as for the other authors, Brandon Sanderson's books are huge. Have you seen those books? Holly Black, very popular, and I think I was afraid of the hype. And then the hype kind of passed, and then my mind kind of passed over that era. But a lot of people are like suggesting her books to me, or rather, used to suggest her books to me. And so I don't know, maybe I should start reading her books. Cassandra Clare, y'all already know, I tried reading the first book, couldn't even remember the title. Was very mad at the characters, and I don't feel like picking up that series again. I would watch the TV series. I've watched snippets of a certain romance that I follow and greatly enjoy and appreciate. However, that is all I watched. So I don't know, maybe I should try following more. But then, if I follow more, then I feel like I am legally obligated to read it. And I kind of don't want to because Clary annoys me. Number 7, a popular book trope that you're tired of seeing. A popular book trope. Well, I used to be tired of seeing the chosen one trope, and I'm gonna give 2 very specific examples, and they are based off of the same kind of universe, I guess. Anyway, so the OG book, which is Harry Potter, did the chosen trope very well. And I appreciated the conversations surrounding that. I appreciated the time and effort. I appreciated the year by year looking into this world and this character and his life and the backstories and all of the things. Now I want to give you Carry On by Rainbow Rowell and its continuation of a series and say how that didn't work out. Because the chosen one trope is a very easy trope to pick up. It's a very easy trope to want to write about. It gives you an interesting start just on its own. However, I think because it is so easy in those aspects and so well liked, I think it can be very easily ruined as well. So for like the chosen trope, when it's handled well, I feel like there are other characters surrounding the chosen one and you kind of get a spotlight on these other characters and you understand this person is here because of the other people, because of their own skill and capabilities, obviously, but also it's not just them. And then you have the other example that I said where it literally is only just them and the other side characters are not highlighted. When they're highlighted in a very weird, very odd light, and I just didn't like it. And I feel like they're the antithesis, is that the right word? They're anti each other. So they're showing the good and the bad of the trope. And while, don't get me wrong, Carry On by Rainbow Rowell, or at least the second book in the series, was quite fast-paced, somewhat entertaining. Like, it was just it was a non-brain read for me. I appreciated Harry Potter more. I appreciated the substance. I appreciated the time, the thought process, the other tropes surrounding that trope, and not just having it be the glorification of a singular person when literally they are just the figurehead. And not to say that figureheads don't have power, don't have skills, don't have capabilities, but each individual person alone can do good things. But the great thing that is done, the amazing thing that history remembers, and the people that were at the top wouldn't have gotten there without the help of everyone else underneath, right? And the books that do the chosen trope well recognize that and highlight the other people. Like we had from the Harry Potter series, obviously we had the chosen one trope, Harry Potter being the chosen one, but we literally had the golden trio, the freaking silver trio. We had spotlights on other people at all times. You were very aware that Harry was not the be-all, end-all, even when the world, and this is what I find interesting, the wizarding world surrounding him just like put all of the pressure in saying, because you're alive, this is gonna work out. And everyone who actually knew him, everyone who was actually involved in all of the wars leading up to the final battle knew, right? They knew he needs help. He needs people who are going to stand with him. He's the hope, we're the strength, and we're going to get it done. And I thought that was really good. Okay. That was a whole lot deeper than I thought for a trope. Next, number 8, a popular series that you have no interest in reading. Well, clearly I already started certain series. However, there is one series that I just refuse to touch with a 10-foot pole, and that is the Twilight series. Number 9, the saying goes, the book is always better than the movie, but what movie or TV show adaptation do you prefer more than the book? I don't know if I have one, because I feel like I need to do a Harry Potter reread and then a Harry Potter movie marathon and then figure out exactly where I stand on the books and the movies, because I thought they were equally great. But can I say that? No, I can say the other one. Okay, so let me let you into my mind for a second, because that was a lot of sounds and then reactions to the sounds, and you guys didn't get my thoughts. So I was about to say the Lord of the Rings series. However, I didn't finish the Lord of the Rings because of 3 freaking pages of a tree. However, I read The Hobbit, and I gotta say, I loved the movie adaptations more. And that is because, spoiler alert, Thorin had better characterization, so did Fili and Kili, and I appreciated that. I also appreciated we got more out of the dwarf company as a whole, and I kind of need to know where that came from. There were some certain choices that I was just like, that right there was improvised or thought over and thought through. And how did you know like that was just gonna work so well, that embodied the character? And listen. I just gotta say, the added elements were fantastic. Now, there were some other things where I'm just like, oh, I learned later on they added in, because I watched the movies first and then I read the book. So I didn't know before reading that Tariel wasn't actually a character, and then I read and then I realized, oh, she definitely wasn't. So I'm wondering where all these decisions came from. I'm not mad about it, don't get me wrong. Well, I'm a little mad because Kili was my crush. I am not every single book boyfriend. I swear. Always gets taken. You're either gay, taken, or dead. It's rough out here as a straight single female. Anywho, who's trying to find a book boyfriend? Okay. Like, it's hard enough in real life to get a boyfriend, and then like going over here and I can't even get fictional. Come on. There are a few that I have, I've changed my mind on so that I'm like able to actually have some who, you know, still live throughout the whole thing. That's a whole other conversation. We need it. I just need to sit down with you guys and talk to you guys about my past book boyfriends and just like how rough it is out here when I like a guy. Because like, oh, why is it so hard? I just need to expand my horizons. That's what needs to happen. I just need to read more and then I'll actually get them. But the problem is, like, I read, okay, and then there are some that I could essentially equate as book boyfriends, but then I really like who they end up with, and I'm just like, oh, yeah, no one is ripping that ship apart over my dead body, so yeah, not even gonna do that in my head. And then there are those that I'm just like, and then it's just like, oh, you are my child, you must be protected at all costs, and I will fight the author if they do any harm to you. Nay. So, from the Truly Devious series. Okay, so, and then there are just those where I'm just like, I think I'm too picky. I set the standard way too high. I need to lower my standards. Except I'm not going to, okay? Because I deserve to have all of my criteria met in my bookish boyfriends. Now that I could potentially be hated by everyone here on the internet, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you had a fun time. I definitely apparently had some things to say. So I'm gonna have so much fun editing this and taking out every single little thing and being like regretting all of my life choices because I'm like, oh, okay, maybe we should refilm. Maybe we should get something else here. Thank you guys so much for watching and for taking the time out of your day to watch this video and hang out with me. Thank you guys so much for being the best bookish bestie that ever was, is, or ever will be. And I'll be seeing you guys in the next video. Bye.